Alicia.
Cool.
As far as like weird laws in New Orleans for like traveling kids and stuff.
We've heard at least.
Yeah,
I've seen.
A buddy of mine got impeding the flow of traffic on a sidewalk. That's if you're sitting on the sidewalk, if your bag is near the sidewalk, if you're stretched out or you have signs and stuff. There's molestation of a food product. That's one of my favorite ones. That's eating any food items suggestively in public. It's also a $150 fine. There's leaning with intent to fall. It's if you're drunk and you're on a bus or against the wall or something and you're leaning against it. Well, you intend to fall. You might hurt somebody. That's a fine.
And they attach it to a public intoxication.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if you're leaning with intent to fall, you're already drunk.
Yeah. There's obstruction of the flight of a pigeon. That one is a really weird one. That's if you like kick a pigeon or you go to move them out of your way. You can get that. You can get animal cruelty for that. What are other ones? Impeding the flow of a park bench. That's if you sit on a park bench with your bags around it. If you sleep under one or too close to it with a backpack, they will get you a ticket for that. Impeding the flow of a bench. And I think that's all the weird ones.
I forgot what the other weird one was.
There's like
one of the girls got it.
Yeah, there's. Oh, our buddy actually the other day he cut his foot over by Walgreens and
bleeding on the sidewalk.
Yeah, bleeding in public areas. That one's another ticket.
All right.
And they're all $150 fine, up to like I think a week in jail, and you have to go to homeless court, not regular people court, homeless court.
Yeah. They call it murder. Oh, how long you guys been staying here?
About a week and a half?
Yeah, a week and a half.
How long have you guys been traveling?
4.5 months, I think.
Cool. How do you know all these laws?
Traveling kids that have been here before, and a couple of different people were just talking about how ridiculous it was.
Yeah.
We didn't believe them half the time.
And then like we've seen the different tickets.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, especially because Super Bowl is going to be here this year, because of Mardi Gras, because Halloween, a lot of like train hoppers and stuff come in and they kind of blow the town up. They pretty much make it so it's really hard to exist here if you're transient, if you're traveling through or whatever. And it's kind of messed up. A lot of places do it. Like Asheville, North Carolina is doing it. Knoxville, Tennessee. Florida's doing it. Houston. Rolling paper to fix this. Asheville's a really cool place, but we were there right around the time where they were doing the Homeless Coalition, and they're trying to make it the same way they did in Knoxville, Tennessee, where if you're homeless, which is travelers, the home bums, everything, they either want you staying at the shelter or they're going to put you in jail. That's it. There's no in between there. They don't want you there if you don't have a house.
Yeah. Any bad interactions with the police in New Orleans yet?
In New Orleans, no, actually.
Yeah, like we had one that was kind of grumpy towards us and told me that I couldn't play after 8 o'clock. But other than that, like they've all been really cool to us, but we don't cause problems with them either. Like we don't get rowdy. It's not saying all traveling kids get rowdy. It's just a couple of them do, and then that
it kind of sets the tone
for everybody else.
Yeah, it's kind of like regular people.
Yeah. Like here, we actually, our buddy is living here for the last month, and we had a squat house.
Cool.
But, I mean, we camp in different areas. Sometimes, like, we just kind of find somewhere to sleep for a little bit. Park benches, Greyhound stations. Like, it really depends on the area and what you can get away with where you can sleep.
And the strangest thing is, people are a lot nicer than you give them credit for.
Yeah.
Like, if you're sitting and talking to somebody, just how we're talking to you for a little while, it's surprising how many people go, oh, well, you don't know where you're going tonight? Come home with me.
Come home. Come hang out.
Hang out for a while.
You want to take a shower? We'll make dinner. Like,
we'll hang out.
We had this one girl. She said we could stay with her for like a night or two. We stayed with her for about a week and a half.
Yeah.
She was like, no, don't leave yet. Don't leave yet.
I had a lot of friends, actually.
Yeah.
All right.
When we were talking to a police officer the other night, he had said it. He's like, with the Bayou Classic coming up, he's like, you might like want to leave town or go out to the suburbs or something for the couple nights that it's going, because if you have a backpack, they know you're trying to make money.
Yeah.
The tourists will give you money, so they want to stop that. So they're again, it's backpack, bad person. They're gonna do whatever they can to make sure you're not around.
Yeah.
And when there's a really big festival or anything going on, obviously a lot of people heading out to Bourbon, out to all the bars. Not only are the tourists getting rowdy because they're drunk, it's the traveling kids are getting mad at the tourists for getting, you know, it's a whole big vicious cycle with that.
Yeah.
And somebody is always going to mouth off to one of the traveling kids, and whereas most people are cool, you're always going to get one person that's like, you know, well, buddy, get in my face about it.
So, with travelers, they're your subculture. Then you have your subgenres of that. You have your dirty punk kids who are just your punk guys. They want to see things. They want to play their music, do their thing. You have
They're a
your
little rowdy, but they're cool people. They're good guys.
Yeah. You have your hippies, which are they're hippies. You have your crusty kids, which are super dirty people, and they tend to
take pride in it.
Yeah, like we know a guy who did not bathe for a year, and like bugs didn't go near him, kind of deal.
He had an impenetrable layer.
From there, you've got your train hoppers. You've got your upper crust, which are like train hoppers with trust funds.
Yeah.
Which is really weird because
I ran into a couple of them.
Bumming around with everyone, getting tanked, and you know, like sleeping under a bridge. But they can call home and get $1,000 transferred into their checking account.
Yeah.
You've got your hitchhikers, then you've got your rubber trampers, which are the people who have like cars and they go like, hey, can you spare some money for gas with a gas can kind of deal? What else is there? There's your rainbow kids, which are kind of like hippies and kind of like crusty kids. Yeah, you've got
festival kids too.
You got your deadheads still, which are still around, which I thought was weird, and then the fish kids, which are on opposite spectrums.
Who can all be classified as hippies when it comes down to it.
And that differs entirely with people who are homeless and stay there for a long time.
The way I look at it too is if you're homeless,
you're usually in one spot for a long time, and to be fair, you can find resources within the community or go somewhere that's close, like close proximity.
Yeah.
And then you
can get help.
And then you've got your home bums and your travelers that turn into home bums, which is like if you stay in a place for more than a month, you're a home bum. And the way I look at it is that that's a little lazy. If all the cops know your name and know you cause problems, move to a different city. If you're homeless already, it's not that hard. Go fly a sign, get a ride.
Okay.
So the first thing we do when we get into a new place is read the laws, read the charters. But, okay, so squatter's law. Squatter's law takes a month in New Orleans, and it's essentially with condemned and abandoned houses, not houses that are already in construction phase. It has to be before that. Is if you pretend you own it, you take care of it, you do work on it, you, keep the lawn manicured.
Like basically, if you're doing any type of landscaping or structural, like
you walk in there like that shit is yours.
Then after 1 month, the township, the city council looks at it as that's your property.
Clean it, actually furnish it.
Yeah, make it into a house, and that's all the abandoned houses, and that's since after Katrina, because there's so many abandoned houses.
All right.